Who is Klint Kubiak? If you're a Saints fan, he might be your new favorite person. If you're not, he's the coach you wish your team had hired. Let's explore how this 37-year-old is changing the game in New Orleans. Picture this. The Saints offense in recent years was like a car running on fumes. They struggled to put points on the board and rank low in key categories. But then, enter Klint Kubiak, the new offensive coordinator who's revving up the engine and taking the Saints on a high-speed chase for success. In just 2 games, Kubiak has transformed the Saints offense into a powerhouse. They've scored an incredible 91 points already. That's just 4 points shy of the NFL record for the most points in the first 2 games of the season. Could this be the start of something special in New Orleans? Let's dive deeper into how Kubiak is making his mark and what it means for the Saints' future. Kubiak's offensive genius didn't just appear overnight. It's a skill that's been cultivated since childhood, nurtured by one of the NFL's most respected coaching minds. How did growing up as the son of Gary Kubiak shape the Saints' new offensive wizard? Let's talk about Klint Kubiak's journey to become the offensive mastermind behind the Saints' resurgence. It's a story that begins long before he set foot in New Orleans. Kubiak's football roots run deep, starting with his father, Gary Kubiak, a respected figure in NFL coaching circles. But Klint didn't just ride on his father's coattails. He carved his own path, starting as a safety at Colorado State University from 2005 to 2009. His leadership skills were evident even then, and he was named team captain in his senior year. This experience on the field gave Kubiak a unique perspective that would later influence his coaching style. After hanging up his cleats, Kubiak didn't waste any time diving into the coaching world. He kicked off his career at Texas A&M University, where he served as an offensive quality control coach. It was here that he began to develop his eye for offensive strategy, learning the intricacies of play calling and game planning. But Kubiak's ambition didn't stop there. He continued to climb the coaching ladder, making stops at various NFL teams along the way. Each experience added a new layer to his coaching toolkit. From the Minnesota Vikings to the Denver Broncos, Kubiak soaked up knowledge like a sponge, working under different systems and philosophies. One of the most significant chapters in Kubiak's coaching journey came in 2016 when he joined the Denver Broncos as an offensive assistant. Here, he had the opportunity to work directly under his father, Gary Kubiak, who was the head coach at the time. This father-son collaboration allowed Klint to gain invaluable insights into the Shanahan offensive system, a scheme that had produced some of the NFL's most prolific offenses. But Klint isn't just a carbon copy of his father. He's taken those lessons and added his own spin, adapting the system to fit the modern NFL and the specific talents of his players. This ability to innovate while respecting tradition is what makes Kubiak such an exciting offensive mind. In 2021, Kubiak got his first shot as an offensive coordinator with the Minnesota Vikings. Under his guidance, the Vikings offense finished the season ranked 12th in total offense and 11th in passing yards. This success caught the attention of teams around the league, including the New Orleans Saints. Now, as the offensive coordinator for the Saints, Kubiak is putting all of his experience to work. He's combining the knowledge gained from his playing days, his time under various coaching systems, and the wisdom passed down from his father to create an offense that's taking the league by storm. Kubiak's diverse background has prepared him perfectly for this moment. He understands the game from both a player's and a coach's perspective. He's worked with different types of quarterbacks and skill players, allowing him to tailor his approach to the strengths of the Saints roster. All that preparation is paying off in a big way. The Saints offense isn't just good, it's historic. How close are they to breaking a decades-old NFL scoring record? And what's the secret behind this explosive transformation? Let's talk about the numbers that have the whole league talking. In just 2 games, the Saints have put up an incredible 91 points. That's not just good, it's within striking distance of the NFL record for the most points in the first 2 games of a season. The Saints are only 4 points shy of that mark. Could this be the year that they rewrite the NFL record books? But it's not just about the points. The Saints' offensive turnaround under Klint Kubiak is nothing short of remarkable. Last season, they were struggling to move the ball. Now, they're leading the league in several key categories. It's like night and day. So what's changed? It all starts with Kubiak's offensive scheme. He's brought a fresh approach that's breathing new life into this team. One of the biggest differences is his emphasis on play-action passes. Last year, the Saints were near the bottom of the league in play-action attempts. This year, they're leading the league in both attempts and completions from play-action. That's a complete 180-degree turn. But Kubiak isn't just about one trick. He's tailoring his offense to maximize player strengths. Take Derek Carr, for example. Under Kubiak's system, Carr is leading the league in yards per pass attempt attempt, touchdown percentage, and quarterback rating after 2 weeks. That's not just an improvement, it's a complete transformation. And it's not just Carr who's benefiting. Alvin Kamara has been on fire, scoring 4 touchdowns in the first 2 games. Against the Cowboys, he put up 170 yards of total offense. That's the kind of performance that wins games and turns heads. But here's where it gets really interesting. Kubiak's approach isn't just about the stars. He's using motion and creative play calling to create mismatches all over the field. That's allowing players like Rashid Shaheed and Olave to shine. These guys are making big plays with multiple touchdowns over 50 yards already. And let's not forget about the offensive line. They have only allowed 2 sacks in the first 2 games. That kind of protection gives Carr time to work his magic and opens up lanes for Kamara to do his thing. What we're seeing is a complete overhaul of the Saints' offensive identity. Kubiak has taken them from an outdated offense to one that's using all the modern tactics. More motion, more play action, more explosive plays. It's like we're watching a different team. The results speak for themselves. The Saints aren't just winning, they're dominating. They put up 47 points against the Panthers and 44 against the Cowboys. Those aren't just good games, they're statement wins. While the Saints offense is making headlines, there's an untold story unfolding under center. Derek Carr isn't just playing well, he's leading the league in crucial categories. What's the secret behind this unexpected resurgence? It all points back to one man and his quarterback-centric approach. Let's talk about Derek Carr's incredible transformation. After 2 games, Carr is at the top of the NFL rankings in yards per pass attempt, touchdown percentage, and quarterback rating. These aren't just good numbers, they're league-leading stats. It's like we're watching a completely different player from last season. So, what changed? The answer is Klint Kubiak and his offensive system. Kubiak has a history of working wonders with quarterbacks, and Carr is his latest success story. Think about it. Kubiak comes from the Shanahan coaching tree, known for its quarterback-friendly offenses. This system has a track record of revitalizing careers, and we're seeing it happen right before our eyes with Carr. Remember Kirk Cousins during Kubiak's time with the Vikings? Cousins had some of his best seasons under this system. Now we're seeing a similar pattern with Carr in New Orleans. It's not just about the stats, it's about how comfortable and confident Carr looks on the field. Carr himself has noticed the difference. He said that Kubiak allows him to communicate more freely, which is a big change from what he's used to. This open line of communication seems to be paying off in a big way. Carr is making decisions faster, throwing with more confidence, and more importantly, putting points on the board. But here's the real exciting part. We might just be scratching the surface of what this offense can do. Kubiak is known for his ability to adapt and evolve his system to fit his players' strengths. As Carr gets more comfortable in this offense, we could see even more impressive performances down the line. It's not just about the numbers though. Watching Carr play, you can see the difference in his body language and decision making. He's playing with a freedom and confidence that we haven't seen from him in years. Those long touchdown passes we've seen in the first 2 games, that's a direct result of Carr's renewed confidence in Kubiak's aggressive play calling. Gary Kubiak, Klint's father, and a respected coach in his own right, has said that Klint is putting his own spin on the offense. This isn't just a carbon copy of the Shanahan system. It's a unique blend that's tailored specifically for the Saints and for Carr. And based on the results we're seeing, it's working beautifully. But let's not forget, this is still early in the season. The real test will come as other teams get more film on this offense and start to adjust. Will Carr and Kubiak be able to stay one step ahead? If the first 2 games are any indication, Saints fans have plenty of reasons to be optimistic. Klint Kubiak's success with the Saints has put him in the spotlight, but could it lead to an even bigger role? As New Orleans racks up wins, whispers are growing louder about Kubiak's potential as a head coach. The NFL loves a rising star, and Kubiak's innovative offense has certainly caught the league's attention. Let's talk about why Kubiak is becoming such a hot commodity. His offensive genius has transformed the Saints from a struggling team to a powerhouse in just a few short weeks. That kind of turnaround doesn't go unnoticed. NFL teams are always on the lookout for the next great head coach, and Kubiak's name is quickly rising to the top of many lists. But what makes Kubiak such an attractive prospect? It's not just about the numbers, impressive as they are. It's about his approach to the game. Kubiak has shown he can adapt his offense to maximize players' strengths. He's not afraid to try new things, and he's got a knack for putting players in positions to succeed. These are exactly the qualities teams look for in a head coach. Kubiak's football pedigree is another big factor. He's the son of Gary Kubiak, a Super Bowl winning coach. This family connection gives him instant credibility in NFL circles. But Klint isn't just riding on his father's coattails, he's proven he can innovate and succeed on his own terms. Now, let's compare Kubiak's trajectory to other successful coordinators coordinators who became head coaches. Think about Sean McVay with the Rams or Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers. Both were young, innovative offensive coordinators who got their shot at head coach early in their careers. Kubiak is following a similar path, and many believe he could have the same level of success. But here's where things get interesting for the Saints. If Kubiak continues to have success, he might not be in New Orleans for long. NFL teams are always looking for the next big thing, and Kubiak could be it. Some are already speculating that he could be a top head coaching candidate as soon as 2025. This raises some big questions for the Saints. How would they handle Kubiak's departure? Could they maintain their offensive success without him? These are the kinds of questions that keep fans and front offices up at night. Of course, all of this is speculation at this point. Kubiak still has a lot to prove, and the NFL season is long. But the early signs are promising, and the buzz about Kubiak is only getting louder. For Saints fans, this situation is both exciting and nerve-wracking. On one hand, having a coordinator who's so highly regarded is a great problem to have. It means your team is doing something right. On the other hand, the thought of losing the architect of this offensive renaissance is scary. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Right now, Kubiak is focused on making the Saints offense the best it can be. And if he keeps succeeding, who knows? We might be looking at the NFL's next great head coach. As we've seen, Klint Kubiak has breathed new life into the Saints offense, transforming them into a formidable force in the NFL. His innovative approach and ability to maximize players' strengths have put the team on a path to success. But the big question remains, can Kubiak and the Saints keep up this incredible momentum throughout the season? The coming weeks will be crucial as other teams study and adapt to Kubiak's strategies. It's an exciting time for Saints fans, but also a test of Kubiak's ability to stay one step ahead of the competition. His success could even lead to head coaching opportunities in the near future. What do you think about Kubiak's impact on the Saints? Will they continue to dominate, or will other teams find a way to slow them down? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the Saints' journey this season and other NFL insights.